Okay, so a little bit back, of course, there was the whole situation around GFM and staking and Autzen. At the time, I made a community post saying I will talk about it. You can interpret this as like a alternative to that. Um, some people involved asked me to not make my own third party interpretation video on it, but I'm not just here to talk about that. I will mostly be talking about this channel and the future of it, but of course I will talk about the broader community a bit too. So, starting off with uh, the big question. What is next for my channel? I've already said several times that I'm done with Wixo. I've said it since, I believe, September. And well, I haven't stopped making Wixo stuff, and I haven't begun on IRL stuff. Um, Originally, my first IRL alternate history video I planned on making was the communists win the Srebrenic's Roveretta affair. And I did make a whole script for that video, but I just did not like how it ended up. Not only that, but of course, with Wixo I have all these fancy maps for every episode in the series. But with the real world, I don't have that. I don't have a lot of fancy maps. So, of course, for a new video IRL, I would need to make a whole bunch of new maps, which is quite time consuming. So that was issue one of that. The other video I wanted to make on IRL was the Russo-Japanese War in 2021 video, which was supposed to be a collaboration with GFM. However, of course, GFM's channel doesn't exist anymore, and he said he didn't want to do the video anymore. So, but I do still enjoy that video idea. I do still think it's it's a good video. So I might either make a collaboration, turn it into a collaboration with anyone else, or I just upload my own part and just call it a day. So that Japan video is coming up one day, probably soon. Um, and just about Wixo, like it's a really nice series, and I enjoyed making content on it. And I will be real, the only reason I made the Internal Order was because it was the anniversary of the channel. I want just to make one last Wixo scenario one last time. And I really enjoyed making the Eternal Order. I would argue it is my best scenario out there. I would argue that. It's arguably my best video out there even. Of course, I have tried multiple um, content styles over the past year. Of course, there was my traditional alternate history scenarios inspired by channels like Possible History and Fredentis. RIP Fredentis, by the way. Sad that he's gone. But then there was also my India Explained video, which is kind of a oversimplified style video, which many other people would call that video my best work ever. Even though I really don't really like it myself. But yes, I have, of course, there was the alternate history of Anatolia video, which was also a completely different style. That was a really nice video to create. But I have tried multiple styles over the years, and I have figured out that the scenarios, they just work best for me. I'm not saying I don't like making the other types of content. I do enjoy making them, but the alternate history videos, they just work the best for me. And next to that, of course, I've also tried, mapping like H-Pro and A Norwegian do. And that has so far really, really flopped for me. I'm not really the best at that. It's most definitely my like worst work I've ever made. I don't think that's a controversial thing to say. But yeah, anyway, back to the future of this channel. And I will say Wixo is definitively behind. I am not returning to Wixo like anytime soon. Actually, never. I will not be returning to Wixo content. I will focus mainly on alternate history content on this channel. And I will try to do gaming videos on my second channel, Just Batavia. That is kind of the vision I have right now. But yeah, I of course, as I said before, the Russia-Japan video, I do intend to either release that on my own without GFM, or alternatively turn it into a collaboration with another alternate history YouTuber. And I do have a different collaboration video coming up with Summer, I guess. We haven't really like formalized it yet, but we plan to do a video on the Nagorno-Karabakh war of 2022. So a video on that is coming up, an alternate history video for real life, which will come up, I hope, before the end of the month, and probably before the end of the month. So stay tuned for that. But this video also serves like as I guess a checkpoint. So everything in the past of this channel was Wixo, Dutch Empire mapping, and everything from here on out will be real life Batavia alt history. What else do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, just I want to talk about Wixo real quick. Like let me just look up real quick how many views does an average Wixo video have? Because I just want to convey my point right now. Yeah, the average Wixo video gets around 35k views max. It's probably around 25k average. And I just want to like convey that the Wix community is quite small. I know 35, 30k, 20k. It sounds like a lot, and it is. But it is still a really niche community. Now, only a even nicher part of that community is into Wixo fan content that I make, or rather used to make. And an even smaller part of that is the people that watch my videos. it's such a small community and such a small, I guess, target audience, you could say. Like, it. The point I'm trying to say, it's this style of content is just not sustainable for anyone. It's why people, like the larger channels, have moved on to other content. It's why, like the elephant in the room, a Norwegian, he just started making his own mapping videos, not really directly fan content, more his own stuff. Of course, he still makes some reaction videos. He made that big theory video earlier. He still does 80s Pro related content, but he's also heavily focusing on his own work, which is good to see. You know, that's I support that. Of course, there are many other examples other than a Norwegian, but you know, that's like the main one. And the same thing goes for me too. Wixo is just and at least Wixo fan content it's actively dying. Of course, the series is soon to come to an end. There isn't any new content to work with. It's just there's only so many Wixo videos you can make, and the community or the target audience rather is quite small. So in every way, it would be fortunate for me to move on to something else. And I think that the best thing for that would be just IRL alternate history. Of course, as I said before, I will still intend to do gaming videos on the other channel I have. But Wixo itself, it's just impossible for me at this point to continue working there. And well, that brings me to my last point I want to talk about. That is the new Map Collective channel. The thing about the League of Mappers channel is most of the people in there aren't really interested in it anymore. It was an ambitious concept, a grand revival of Map Collective, but really I was one of the only, if not the only, person actually interested and actually willing to, make this channel something. But I do hope that I prove myself wrong, that the people in the channel prove me wrong, and that League of Mappers does generally become a nice channel to work on. Now, of course, there was the previous, or rather the first Map Collective. It was successful while it lasted. Because that a lot of infighting, mostly without reason. And of course there was tough mappers, which is I'm not gonna lie. That only really failed because we picked the wrong people to be in that channel. And now of course it's back, Map Collective 3, League of Mappers. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it fails, but I do generally hope it turns to something good. And now finally going back to the whole situation around GFM. I do think GFM is a good person. He has been the closest friend I have had in my entire journey here on YouTube. He's been the person I worked with the most. He's been the kindest to me. And I just want to shed some light on the situation. And the same thing goes for Altson, by the way. He's also a great guy. I've of course been on his streams, um, last year, recently too. So everyone is just a great person. It's just that it's difficult for people to get along. So, I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. I'm not on anyone's side. I want to make that clear, but the I would. Oh, I just want to shed some light on the situation. So the main catalyst that exists um, for the, I guess, beef between uh, Staking and such and Olsen was around an event that happened, I believe, maybe August last year. That was, of course, when Swiss had to. That's Switzerland as the YouTuber. He had to delete all of his socials because of something personal in his life. Oh, it was a really difficult situation for him, and also just kind of um, ripped on him for wanting attention and stuff like that. Now I'm not calling Alston out for this. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just telling the people who watch his videos, my videos, even Staking's videos, even I don't know whose videos, everyone's videos here. Just everything in this community, for everyone in this community. That's like the main catalyst for the drama, for the beef, that is. And I find it the only other time I've actually made a proper video about drama was when Map Collective 1 ended, and everyone in the former channel just kind of mutually agreed to push all the blame to Xalens, which was when and the video was me defending Xalens, mostly. Of course. As you might remember in that video, it's still up on my second channel. It's still there. But I kind of did attack people including Swiss, Alton, and GFM, and I believe English too, and some others. I don't know. But now I am like friendly with all these people again. I'm frequently on Alton streams. I still talk to English and Staking on a daily basis. I've maintained a good friendship with GFM ever since, really. The point I'm trying to make is drama is pointless. There is I know the catalyst for the beef, but it's just pointless. Like there's no need for this. And then there's that whole screenshot situation. Now, I've been in this community for a while, and I know just how easy it is to fake screenshots. Even those like videos where they go into a chat with a screen recording the entire thing, and it's not just a picture, it's a video. Even those are quite easy to fake. That's just a common fact. It's so easy to fake Discord evidence. It's really easy to do. Now, I'm not saying that evidence on either side is fake, but I'm saying it might not be real. Of course, I of course wouldn't know myself. They might be real, they might not be. All I'm saying is you shouldn't take everything you see in either or any videos really of Discord evidence bullshit. You shouldn't take that seriously because it's really easy to fake. Am I saying either side faked the screenshots? No. Am I saying they're real? No. They could be fake. I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to make some peace here, I guess. But yeah. Anyways, going back to my channel, I will focus mainly on altered history stuff now. So the next upcoming videos are the Russia-Japan video, which is long awaited, and the Nagorno-Karabakh video, which will be a collab with Summer, I guess. He's a great guy too, by the way. You should definitely check him out. I'll probably link his channel in the description somewhere. But yeah, that's kind of what I want to talk about.